Hello, Dr. Adiami. This is Pan Xize, and today I'm going to present my research proposal. The topic is study of present condition for cross-listing in USA from perspective of finance. And my supervisor is Dr. Mohammad Rosni and Dr. Nur Azlinani Haniza. So firstly, here is the abstract. Actually, after 2008, the USA stock market kept a super bull market for more than 10 years, with the power increase of US dollar. And till the end of September 2020, USA stock market reached the 47% proportion of the world stock market. Actually, it's almost half of it. And over 560 cross-listed companies, there are 514 choose to cross-list in USA. So we can see this is a trend that to cross-list in USA. But actually, we found the literature that from 1999 to 2009, it's the productive period for the researchers to derive the related articles, and which the article are also the fundamental for the later study. But actually after that, there is no, let's say, the high qualified or high quality articles or research derived, because we search the database of scopers. Actually, almost the first 30 articles are just derived during this period. But actually, after that, the change were so huge. So we just doubt that existed research are not reliable anymore. But actually, it's very important to find some reference for the company who is gonna to cross-list in USA. So we want to test that the old theory by the newest data, and mainly it's about the study direction, the achieved result, and the remained argue. Firstly, it's about the background. Firstly, we are talking about three part of criteria of the background. Firstly, is the features of the USA stock market. It's a big scale and very fast development or increasement. And the second is the importance of listing financing, because Dodge 2004 came up with that if the firm hold the thought that there is a growth opportunity to finance, the firm have lower agency cost. The third part is about the gap of existed studies, because actually we think the data changes very much, and also it's confirmed background for this. So, and also the present studies is only focusing on one specific aspect, either benefit or cost or risk or accounting quality, so, etc. So there is no comprehensive study for the topic that cross-listing in USA. Next is about problem statement. It was found that cross-listing USA has lower companies' cost of capital, giving them access to foreign capital market, increase their ability to raise equity, increases their shareholders' base, make their stock more liquid, and add visibility, exposure, and prestige. All this benefit. But actually, since the beginning of 20th century, there are like in short period is just a very productive result during that period. But after that, we cannot find any like reputable articles because the citation time or rate is really low. So we don't take that the articles with low citation can be reputable. This is our like hypothesis. So we found if now we are going to crawl list in USA, it's very hard to find some present data with present article with the present to find the result or reference with the present data. So we doubt that during this more than 10 years super bull market, the change in USA stock market may influence the result derived in the beginning of the 20th century. The research question including four. Firstly, up to now, the direction and conclusion of relevant research and what are the remaining debates. And second is, after plugging the new data, do the previous conclusions still hold and what's the outcome of the debate? Third one is, if the conclusion is no longer applicable, how should we adjust the parameters to still supply a good fundamental for the future decision or study? Fourth is current research is missing and the financial status of the companies that have been cross-listed in USA and the future development of the company and the government. The research objective is, firstly, we want to provide a reference for enterprises preparing for cross-listing in USA, including the current situation, what's the financial direction knowledge that can be referred to. Secondly, we want to provide the latest comprehensive reference for the follow-up research, which be with the newest data. Third one is find out the challenges and problems still existing in the process of cross-listing for the further improvement. Next part is significance. Firstly, all the factors can be fully considered in the process of decision-making and implementation to ensure the accuracy of decision-making and the high efficiency of the implementation. Secondly, we want to help subsequent scholars to conduct further research on the basis of the latest data and theory. The scope of the study, the research scope is all cross-listing and USA-related literature from 1999 to 2021, as well as various financial information and data of the company currently cross-listed in the United States. For example, the basic is the financial report uploaded by this listed company. The definition of the key terms, firstly, is cross-listing. Cross-listing refers to a situation whereby a firm lists its stock on overseas exchange. This is mentioned by Calori 2006 and some other researchers. And also the definition we started during the period, there is also mentioned the Tobin Q, which is how to say, it's derived by Deutsch in 2004, but later almost all the articles that refer to cross-listing USA cited this article and this concept. That's why we think it's also the key terms. And the organization of the study actually is just carried by the individual graduate student from College of Business, University Utara, Malaysia. The introduction of literature review, we mainly refer to the research of scholars since 1999. and we divide the literature to two parts. Firstly, is the development of cross-listing. Actually, at the beginning, the work only focused on the cost and capital and the cooperative governance, and later, cross-listing is a commitment to the corporate governance standard of the overseas exchange. The direction, second part is the direction of study crossing in USA. Now the main study direction is about benefits. For example, Doji 2004 found that the company have higher growth opportunity that cross-listed in USA than the one that do not cross-list. And also Sarkisian compared the supervisor rate of return over 100 days of 1,676 companies, finding that the superior rate of return was significantly getting higher after cross-listing. And also there are other researchers focus on the challenges. Summary of the chapter. Through the analysis of the literature, we found that in fact the main theoretical contribution is mainly produced in the 2 years from 2000 to 2010. But after that, there was a decades of a big bull market in USA state, but a few productive research derived, and also there are still the debate that hasn't been stopped. The research methodology, the paper mainly adopts empirical research method. For the first part, we are just refer to the literature. We are just use the literature research method. The main purpose is to gather existing theory, conclusion, or number. And we should summarize the main direction and the arguments existed, and later we will use the same research method as the previous research to determine whether the latest data supports their conclusion or not, by setting the confidence interval. And at last we conclude the challenge and the problem via case study and other available information. Hypothesis development. The assumption of this study is that the result of the previous study may not be applicable to the new data, given the new era of USA stock market boom after 2009. Research design. Firstly, in this study, the relevant data of USA and cross-listing were searched through Scopus, Google Scholar, Science, and other databases. Then we just conclude all the reputable and the fundamental research. Secondly, we go through the empirical research, select the current cross-listed company in USA, and analyze and doing the cross-analyze. Finally, we just summarize the challenge faced by enterprises in the process of cross-listing in USA and the possible problem existing in the regulator layer. The operational definition. The process of experiment is revalidation, and the main experimental variable are the data in the new era. And sampling, in order to ensure the consistency and reliability of data resources, we are just using the same sampling method as the previous studies. The data collection procedure is mainly collected through the financial data, including financial statement and other data for various companies that are cross-listed in the United States. So here is the references that we referred to, and thanks for watching.